Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute. This summer has been very busy for me. I've taken lots of trips, which I'm super grateful for. And my time has really been spent recently on a lot of commissions. So for those of you who don't know, I am a multimedia artist. I have a professional photography business as well as, I illustrate and paint. And I recently started a vlog on my other YouTube channel. And if I can find a way, I will link that somewhere up here. It's just youtube.com/Zach Miller. So for today, I wanted to just check in with you guys. I have a little spread design and we're going to check in, see where you are currently and what you've been doing well, if there's any advice that I can pull from the cards. And then we're going to take a look at a message from your higher self and then a message from your subconscious. So if this is not your first rodeo, I will see you at your chosen pile. If you're new here, a special hello to you. My name is Zach and I use a natural psychic ability to read the tarot and to create your oracle. So take a second to tune into the energy of now, the present moment, so that we can link up somehow, somewhere in time and space, and so this reading can mean that much more to you. What you're going to do is listen to your intuition or your gut feeling to see which stone or crystal seems to be drawing you in the most. Once you've made that decision, you just have to scroll down to the corresponding timestamp in the comment box or the description box below, and I will see you at your chosen pile. Over here we have a hagstone, and that is pile 1. Clear quartz is pile 2. Tiger's eye, pile 3, and then pile 4 is a garnet, and I will give you guys a close-up of those stones now. Alright you guys, so once you've made that selection, again just scroll down to the timestamp and I will see you at your reading. Hello pile 1 and welcome to your reading. So for today's messages, I wanted to create a spread that was kind of geared towards, catching up with you guys, just to see, where you've been, what's going on. So over here on this side, we have where you've been or where you are recently. And then we have, advice or praise on that situation. And over here we have what's been hidden or what is lying currently in your subconscious. Okay, so where have you guys been? Over here we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. To me, this talks about freeing ourselves from a self-limiting mindset regarding finances and money, or freeing ourselves from relying on government assistance. Okay, so it feels like some of us have been, a little bit in the lack department of money. And for some of us, that could just simply be a lack mindset, that we think that we're not really meant to have a lot of money, or we feel guilty for having money in the bank. And it can be any of those messages and any mix in between. Again, this is a general reading, so we always have to figure out, when I'm speaking to you directly. I will be hitting on a number of people. So some of us, feel very guilty about having money saved up. And I just want to remind you that, yes, there are people in the world who do bad things with money. That's not everyone though, okay? And I think that money is a renewable resource, okay? So others of us, are relying on food stamps and checks from the government, and that as a result is holding us back from reaching our potential. So we have become too comfortable in this assistance, and we're as a result getting stagnant. We're not moving forward or making progress in our lives. And I think that this is where you guys are recently or where you have been. in reverse, it feels like for some of us, we're just not aware of how stuck we are. We are very comfortable in our current position, and we don't have a desire to move or to see that. And I think in order to shake up this energy, what's in order to shake up this energy would be to donate something, clear out your house a little bit, donate some old furniture, clothing to Goodwill, something along those lines. Offer a free photo shoot to a friend, some aspect of giving back to others in order to shift this energy. Okay, so what's the advice on this situation? What's the praise? I have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, and that's clarified by the Eight of Cups. Okay, so to me, this really talks about leaving behind, values that are misaligned. Okay, so the Ten of Pentacles talks about family. I think it's Ulysses returning home. He disguises himself, and he's only recognized by his dogs. It's a card that has a lot of splendor in it, lots of grapes. Okay, it's the Ten of Pentacles. The end, all of the pentacles. So a really ripe, abundant harvest. It's in reverse because this energy is a little bit out of whack, which makes sense because we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. To me, this talks about needing to leave behind, maybe a career that doesn't suit you, okay? Because we have the Eight of Cups. This is leaving something behind. Usually like a spiritual message is the Eight of Cups. But for me, I think it's like leaving behind some form of being that has really held you back, okay? I just get this sense that we are really sort of in a lack mindset, and if we're new to manifesting, we're being impatient with our returns, and I have to tell those people that the secret truly is just believing that the funds are on the way, that you are a badass at making money kind of idea. So it feels like the advice here is to leave that behind, okay? If you're someone who truly is, living paycheck to paycheck, it feels like we need to leave behind that that's all that we have to look forward to in this life, okay? There's more. And you know what? I'm being drawn to that guy really wanted to jump out right away. So this is the key to unlocking your prosperity, okay? So this is about identifying, goals that are worthwhile and that will take up a little bit of time. Okay, when I see this card, it's about, looking past the grain right here, past this beautiful tree, past this shed, and the destination is further yet, way back here, this little isolated house back there. And it feels like all through life is life to be appreciated, okay? I'm just getting this vibe that you don't have to have a gigantic house and a white picket fence in order to be happy, and that we need to recognize where financially or in a career sense we are, and just take an evaluation right now to see if we are happy. Some of us might not want to live in the city surrounded by luxury. Some of us might want to live out in nature, and that might look very different than our current friend group or what our families have always done, but it's okay to be different, okay? It's time to leave something behind, okay? And it feels like, honestly, stability in an older mindset, okay? When my voice breaks like that, it usually tells me I'm hitting it on the head. So I'm going to move forward. So, what has been hidden and what lies at your subconscious? So we have the King of Swords in reverse and the Queen of Pentacles clarifying it. So to me, this talks about, I think that you guys are unaware of your ability to use your mind or your words to create your reality. And I think that it feels like a negative self-talk energy. It feels like we are kind of like sitting in a lower state of energy when we could be much higher. And for others, we're just not aware of our magic in, our words. So that could be poetry, writing, songwriting. And it feels like we have the reversal of a king and the upright orientation of a queen. So we're sort of balancing our energy here. And it feels like we're in either too much of... what I'm getting is that we're just too much in the masculine sense, so we're pushing ahead. We're pushing towards this idea instead of being in a little bit more of a receptive place. And I get this sense that we just truly do a little bit too much negative self-talk, and I am so guilty of this. Okay, pile ones, I don't want you to feel called out right now. I am very well aware of my talents and my abilities, but one thing that I do not do is pour it in on myself. I do not give the nurturing words and love that I pour on my relationships back into myself. It always feels like all I want to do is just give to other people, and that's sort of imbalanced, okay? Because you have to acknowledge that you have your human vessel that you have to fill up too. When I get the Queen of Pentacles, she's just a very nurturing energy, okay? She's not someone who necessarily has, well, no, she has all of her career and finances in order, but she's more concerned about, keeping a nice balance. So a house, but nothing too splendid that she can't maintain herself. Maybe that's why this is coming out, okay? She's someone who keeps a garden and nourishes herself with that and gets a lot of support emotionally and spiritually from tending her garden and for helping other people. This queen is your friend who, you're calling her and you're sick on the couch and she comes over and makes soup for you, and cleans your house while she's at it. That kind of energy. And it feels like this isn't what we're doing to ourselves, okay? It feels like our power lies a little bit under the surface. Okay, so what's hidden? Our ability to use words in a sort of a manifestation sense, to speak a new reality into being. But also for some of us, this could be a hidden talent. Okay, so this is what's in our subconscious at present. I'm getting just a sense to be kinder to ourselves if we are and have been in this more poor state, relying on other people, relying on government assistance, and not really giving back. It causes an imbalance, okay? And that's just a call to sort of bring that together. And it feels like you guys are really in a place where you could use some, positive energy, and you could use positive affirmations. My advice with this King of Swords is to journal, and I think that would very much help you, okay? Even if you're just keeping a record of what you've accomplished that week, it will do wonders to sort of bring you out of this place of a lack mindset to see very physically on paper where you were at the beginning of the week versus where you were at the end. For example, I'm currently revising my novel for the 4th time. And at the beginning of the week, I was on, I think, chapter 6. And looking ahead into seeing chapter 30, it feels like impossible and it's going to take forever. But now I'm on chapter 10, and being able to, start today, or if I begin to edit on Monday, I get to start at chapter 10. And just looking at that little bit of growth is really helpful to me. And I think that you guys could benefit from the same. Again, that feels like a specific message, but try to make that example work for you. So now we're going to end the reading with a message from your higher self from this new oracle deck. Okay. Felt like this one. The initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. That's a beautiful card. I just got this deck. I will read the message, but right off the bat, I'm getting a snake right here. And now I'm seeing lots of snakes appear. Snakes represent knowledge, but I'm also getting a vibe of shedding your skin. And I think that potentially over the weekend, you're going to be struck with a brilliant idea. And I think you're about to leave this dark period behind and enter a much more colorful period in your life. And I think that comes from utilizing the Queen of Pentacles over the weekend, perhaps, or in the next coming days. So really nurture yourself. Make yourself a good cup of soup, like homemade as much as it can be. Maybe go to the farmer's market this weekend and buy some fresh vegetables and make a vegetable stew or a beef stew and something along those vibes. It doesn't have to be a hot food. I know it's summer for the majority of people who will be watching this video. So the initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. This feels like this energy that we've been in currently, a little bit less abundant than we'd like to be, feels like we needed to experience this in order to level up. We needed this experience to push us in a direction to leave something behind. It's our motivator, is what I'm feeling, okay? And I really do see us walking out of this dark period into a much brighter, much more colorful future. And I think it's by using words. And honestly, guys, I really want to. The best thing you could ever do to transform your reality is the moment you wake up is to express 5 things that you're grateful for and really visualize them. Okay, you could be grateful for your car, for your house, for a relationship, for where you live. Just try to work that in every single morning, okay? And try to color your reality into looking very different, okay? Happiness is something that we have to cultivate inside. And we have to be able to be happy, all through life, all the many facets in life, okay? We have to be able to find beauty in the mundane, okay? I just really get this really hard focus on the career, and as a result of pushing forward so hard, we're getting pushed back from the environment, from the universe, okay? And it feels like we have to be in a little bit more of a receptive state in order to bring in this newness. There's my throat catching again. Okay, so that is the message. Do I want to? I'm not going to read from the book. That felt like the message that needed to come out. Okay, so this is your reading, you guys. I know it's been a minute. I'm going to try to pick up some more tarot readings this fall. And if you liked this, I would love to talk to you guys in the comment section below. As always, if you could leave me a big thumbs up, that would be great. It helps my channel a lot, and it really helps other people receive these messages too. And just a little heads up, I think my name is going to change on here, but I'll do some sort of announcement either on my personal Instagram or on here. So just keep in mind, Cowboy Divine, the name might be changing. That's just sort of an inkling I've been getting recently. But I hope you guys have a great weekend, and it was very cool to tune into you guys again, and I will see you all next time. Bye. Hi Pile 2, and welcome to your reading, everyone who chose the clear quartz. For this reading, to catch up with you guys, I wanted to design a little spread. And so over here we have, where are you, or where have you been recently? Over here we have, praise and advice, and then we have the subconscious all the way to the right. So what's currently, hidden to you is another way of looking at that. And then we'll end the reading with a message from your higher self. So let's take a look. So where are you guys, or where have you been? This feels like you guys are presently resisting an idea that you have regarding a talent. Okay, this feels like recently you've been holding on to this new idea or this new talent that you have, and we're sort of afraid to embark. Okay, we've got a flat tire. We have the Chariot in reverse, and it feels like all that is stopping us is, I'm getting, it's just we just need to get our ducks in a row. That's the message that was coming through. It feels like we have, a great idea. And it feels like perhaps we are just at the idea stage. Okay, so we are the caterpillar munching on milkweed. And we need to spin a chrysalis, get inside, and then emerge later. But right now we're kind of stuck in the phase of planting this idea, okay? And it has come into focus, but it could just as easily float away. So I like to look at this pentacle right here as kind of like a bubble, and the only thing that distinguishes it from its background is the border around, okay? The circle and the pentagram. And it feels like that border is our life experiences, and they have shaped us to who we currently are, but they can also restrict us and constrict us. And it feels like I just get this moving sense and a delay regarding a move. And this does feel like a career move. Okay, we have some pentacles coming through, and we also have another card of moving, okay, in this what's hidden pile. And I just get this sense of balancing certain aspects regarding our desires, okay? And it feels like needing to balance them. Some of us could really want a big house, but really want a simple way of bringing in income. And that's possible to have both, but you're going to have to be super creative. Okay, a large house requires, big taxes, a little bit of land, and requires a little bit of a sizable income. And we can create any employment opportunity we want for ourselves, but it's a matter of doing. And it feels like recently we've been in this thinking stage. It feels like we've had a lot of great energy. I love the chariot. I love the stars on it. It feels like an angelic figure. And this does feel like we're dealing with some karma right now. And karma is not a word to be afraid of. It simply means action. And right now it feels like we're dealing with a lot of inaction. Okay? And this is because this idea is new, fresh, and perhaps, something that we lack a little bit of confidence with. And I hope you guys cannot hear that train going by. I want to throw a little bit of information on this. It feels a little vague, so I'm going to reach into this and say, what are we dealing with? What is this new talent? What is this career? What is this idea underneath the surface? Where are my pile twos currently? Get the scoop. Yeah, I get that we need to get our ducks in a row. There's some element. It feels like if you wanted to take a road trip, you can't just get in the car and start driving. I mean, you could. That would be fun. But you would have a much more enjoyable time if, for example, you were going cross country, if you broke down the trip into certain legs and planned something along the way, instead of just letting chance happen, It feels like, get your car inspected so that you don't happen to get a flat tire like I thought early on. It feels like get that oil change done. Now, regarding this talent or career, that's talking about, what that oil change is in that context would be doing your research. It feels like we need to do a little bit of research regarding this career because it is fresh, it's brand new, it's just at the surface. And if we want to pursue it, let's make that decision. Otherwise, it's going to float away. And it feels like you can let that pass and, that's fine. You can have a new idea and go in a different direction. But make that decision. Don't let it sit around taking up space in your subconscious, okay? Get the scoop. Cool. So that was a great clarifier. So what is our advice? What is our praise? We have the Ten of Cups in reverse, clarified by this Four of Pentacles. And so to me, it really illustrates what I was picking up on, feeling like we want for a lot, but we don't want to use the current model that we have to achieve that end. If you wanted a very luxurious house, but you don't want to work on a corporate ladder, gross, sick, I feel you, and you want to escape the city, I get that. It's a matter of designing what that's going to look like, and you're going to have to be very specific, okay? For some of this is talking about feeling like we can't leave a situation because we're going to enter poverty as a result. Some of us feel like really stuck at home, okay? I mean, we have both of these leaving home or embracing home cards in the reverse. So it feels like the energy around the house is stagnant. And I think that some of you could benefit from a new perspective, okay, on your current situation. So this Four of Pentacles figure, he's got the two pentacles at his feet. He's clutching one very tightly at his breast. And then, at his head, though, at his crown, there is a fourth. But he's not aware of that one because he's holding on so tightly to what he currently has. And he's afraid of losing that and not wanting to share it with other people that he will never crown himself with that fourth one unless he lets go of his grip. It feels like we need to stop resisting something that's coming full circle. Okay, we have a 10 here. That is the end of a cycle. 4 is stability. So it feels like you guys are, really focusing on this idea of things not changing. And I want to remind you that the only constant in nature is change. So that seems to be your advice right now. So what's hidden? What's currently in your subconscious right now? We have Temperance in reverse, which is an imbalance, again, of duality. We have these two cups, and we have the two black and white sphinxes there. Temperance in reverse, clarified by the Six of Swords. So leaving some sort of unharmonious situation behind, and, by getting your feet wet. It feels like get your scoop, get your ducks in a row, and take the plunge. But it feels like there's some element of spirituality that is involved in this reading, because we have the swords, the cups, and the pentacles, but there are no wands. There is no wand energy in this spread. And we have the angel in reverse. And so it feels like there is a need to balance the physical, the present, the body, the mind, the spirit. And I think that we've been, very grounded in the body, okay? And we've got a clear mind to an extent, but we're lacking this element of spirituality. And I think that could help us, move forward out of this, what feels like a stagnant energy. And it feels like someone in here, I just get this message over and over again, is like caught in a trap of like taking care of their parents or taking on a role in the family as like a head of the house. And you need to consider that you have your own goals and what am I trying to say? My throat's closing, so I'm speaking to someone very specifically. You have your own goals and mission in this life, and it's important to allow yourself to stand on center stage and to not let yourself be dulled by someone else's dreams. You must go after what you truly desire, okay? And it's time to leave this situation behind. And this energy does feel a little bit denser, but I also just think it's karmic lessons that are coming through. When we have the major arcana cards, this talks about fated events moving through. And I think that's all I mean by dense energy. Okay, you guys? It feels like it's time to go. We've got all the information. We've been sitting there. That idea, that motivation is going to fade away unless we take some action, okay? So let's draw a message from your higher self. This one came straight out. Pillar of light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. This is the message from your higher self. Okay, so I'm going to actually consult the book for this. I just got this deck. It's a beautiful card, but I'm interested in what specifically the book says. And oh my God, if you guys can hear my water heater going off right now, that would be so awful. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. You are heaven and earth in perfect expression, a conduit for the light of the heavens to the earth. You are the rainbow bridge. Take time to meditate. Imagine yourself as a pillar of light connecting the light of heavens above with the earth. As the light shines through each of your chakras, you activate the rainbow bridge that many ancient scriptures speak about, raising your vibration and the vibration of the planet, linking the higher realms of the cosmos, guides, angels, and spirit with ancient wisdom keepers and beings of planet Earth. They dance together through you. They sing together through you. Without your body, voice, and creation, neither can be expressed. For too long, we've been taught that God is outside of us, giving away our power to angels and spirit guides. But without you, they do not have a voice. It feels like the message from your higher self is an acknowledgement of the work that you guys have been doing behind the scenes. And perhaps because there was no element of spirituality, there are no wands present, perhaps that's because that's something that you don't need to be, critiqued on at this moment, okay? So that's what I'm getting so far for my piled twos, and I hope that this message resonated for you guys. And if it did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see more like this in the future, you can leave a comment below. And until next time, guys, stay divine. Hello, pile 3, and welcome to your reading for everyone who chose this beautiful tiger's eye. So for this reading today, again, the theme was just catching up with you guys to see where you've been. So that's what we have on this side. This card right here is where you are currently or where you've recently been. Then we have some advice or praise, and then we have what's hidden currently or what's lying in your subconscious. And then finally, we'll finish with a message from your higher self that I will draw from this Lightworker deck. Okay, so where have my pile 3s been most recently? In domestic bliss. You guys are currently remodeling your houses, tidying up your space, just keeping a nicer place, keeping your environment cleaner. You guys have been, in a better relationship with your partners or with your family. And this isn't necessarily like winning the lottery and doing a home makeover. This feels more of like just a very grateful energy for being around the house. or just for the things that we have currently in life that are going well. It feels like we're entering sort of a harmonious period. Some of us could be, taking a little trip. Recently, I get like a honeymoon vibe, even though that's not really my honeymoon card, but kind of that. It feels like you guys are just really entering, or have been recently, in a period where you're just calmer, okay? I'm just getting this really relaxed sense. It feels like sort of a cycle has ended, leaving you on an up of sorts, and that's where we've been, okay? So what is the advice? What's the praise? It feels like you guys are really taking, account of what all that you have accomplished so far in your life, and it feels like, just a really great congratulations, honestly. This Nine of Pentacles, when I get it in reverse, it says express gratitude in order to, unlock, the Ten of Pentacles. And when it's in reverse, our focus is drawn to the attention between her and this bird that she has. And a bird in the hand is worth more than two in the bush. So it feels like you guys are developing an awareness and a presence of mind where you're super grateful and happy for what all that you're bringing into being and all that you currently have. And as a result, we're getting the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so this feels just like a really big sort of a confirmation for you guys that your presence of mind is very clean and correct right now, and it's really bringing you a certain level of happiness and abundance. It could be an abundance of a presence of mind, or just, a physical, tangible abundance, opportunities, material things. And it feels like this card is a moment of praise. I think for the last two piles, it's kind of been advice. This is like a confirmation for you guys, okay? So what's been hidden? The Wheel of Fortune in reverse requires us to, take the wheel, to dare to steer life into a new direction. The grain mill can't spin without the force of water, and we can't turn the grain into flour, thus producing a more lucrative material good. We can't create that without a little bit of force, okay? In reverse, the Wheel of Fortune can also talk about not being conscious of what we want to draw in next. And I feel that for you. I think that this pile is calling to me. And it's kind of describing where I've been recently. Feeling very content at home, very grateful for all that I have and have brought in. And I have been expressing a lot of gratitude lately. But just yesterday, I was working on a new vision board and I was struggling. I didn't really know what to put on it. I didn't know what else I would want. And I don't know that I actually have the answer for you guys, if this is where you guys are feeling yourselves as well. And I think that perhaps the best thing that we could do is just continuing to take in all that we have and to really feel it in this moment, because as a result, it will raise our vibration even higher, and that has a domino effect around everything. It has an ability to raise the vibration of everyone we interact with too. So this period of Wheel of Fortune in reverse, we also, because I was curious, we have the Hangman clarifying it. He asks for us to take a new perspective, to quite simply, turn things on their head. And as a result, you get illumination. That's why he's got this sort of nimbus around his head, this lux nova, this divine light, this inspiration, this new idea, gold enlightenment. Yellow is also the color of awareness. And it feels like in order to reach this new idea, we're going to have to... Sorry guys, I was just distracted by a cat outside the window. So, cats. They lay and wait, and a lot of their time is spent, stalking their prey, and there's not a lot of energy expenditure there because indeed they try to conserve their energy. So it feels like that's where we should be presently. Okay, it feels like in order to identify what's next, let's live in this present moment and appreciate all that we currently have. And then eventually new desires will unfold. But there's this idea, I feel like it's just intrinsic to us. We just always want more, and that can sometimes simply be a feeling, because it feels like we are content right now. We don't really want for anything at this present moment. And although energetically we could bring in whatever we want, that's why we have this Wheel of Fortune here, we have this delay. And I think it's just because we're not fully capable of identifying really what we want next. And I think that's fine. I think it's right now, if I were to advise you, and I guess give this advice to myself, is just sit with this energy, sit with this period of happiness right now, because those are great. We don't always have to be anticipating fear or something coming to shake everything up. It feels like the message I'm getting pretty strongly right now is that you're in a safe place. Your home is safe. If you have any anxieties, let's just let those wash away, because right now it's important to just live in the present moment, because it's going to uplift so many people and it's going to anchor you, and people are going to look to you as a result. Okay? I don't know where those messages came from, but that feels like that's what's coming through. So let's draw a message from your higher self. What advice, what information do we have for pile 3? No. Postpone, pause, say no. Okay. And it's even in reverse, which I feel like magnifies it. What a beautiful card. Holy cow. I just got this deck and I'm still looking at the images. So what I'm getting is that here's the clear path ahead. Okay. We even have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay. And this feels like just the energy that I've been getting so far, which is just to sit with it, okay? No, wait, pause, say no. I mean, I've actually been waiting for a card like this. There's a yes one and a no one. And I'm not going to read the message because this one's coming through pretty clear. And I think this just talks about, again, sit with it. Stay in the present moment. There's nothing you need to go after at this time. Just maintain an equilibrium and a balance, okay? This feels just, if I were like a spirit guide speaking to a soul on earth, it would be a pat on the back, is the energy that I'm getting here. The road is clear, but there is lightning ahead, okay? And it feels like, this moment of clarity, this pause, literally says pause, is going to bring about this lightning, this enlightenment, okay? It feels like there's something coming in the future because we do have the Wheel of Fortune. The Major Arcana does, and the Hanged Man talks about fated events. We also have 10 energy and 9 energy, okay? So the end of a cycle, okay? It feels like something new is very soon to come into your future, but right now I'm getting the message from your higher self is to enjoy the present moment and enjoy this peace and tranquility right now. Enjoy this abundant period in your life. Okay, I think that's a beautiful message to sort of reconnect with you guys on, and I'm going to end the reading here. If you liked it, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see more like this in the future, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment below. I'd love to talk to you guys in the comment section. Until next time, stay divine. Hello Pile 4 and welcome to your reading for everyone who chose the red garnet. So for this spread, I wanted to, like I said, just see where you guys have been, to catch up with you guys. So over here on this side, we have where you've been or where you are recently. Here we have praise or advice, and then we have what's hidden or what's currently in your subconscious. And then to end the reading, I will draw a card from another oracle deck, which will be a message from your higher self. So where are you guys and where have you currently been? This one feels like poverty consciousness. It feels like there's something, so we have the the Five of Pentacles clarified by the Moon in reverse. When we have the Moon in reverse, we are dealing with a heightened energy where we're not listening to our feelings and we're ignoring what keeps coming up from the subconscious, okay? So it feels like we guys are really deeply into our feelings right now, and we're a little bit stuck in this energy, or we're just sort of like striding right on by and not really noticing the goodness that we have around us right now, okay? So we have a deaf and a blind, some sort of combination of lack between these two figures, but they are also in the snow and striding right by a stained glass window, which is glowing, which indicates that there is warmth inside this church, but they're not able to recognize it because they're focusing on their own, issues. So when I put the moon over it, as a clarifier in reverse, it feels like it's time to acknowledge that some hardship is upon us, okay? And it's not really going to help us to ignore that anymore. And I know that's not your favorite message to receive right off the bat, but that's what I'm getting. It feels like it's time to really acknowledge that we're needing a little bit of assistance here, okay? That could come in many ways. This could be financial, but it could be you've taken on a task that's simply far too big for you, and it's going to swallow you up, and it's taking all your time, and nothing is really happening. And I think that some of you just need the message to say that it's okay to ask for help, okay? And this is where you've been. So it feels like maybe for some of us, we're still in the phase where we're not really willing to accept this, or there are others of us who recently have, taken the plunge and have really worked with the moon and the energy of this card, which says to consult the fears that are lying beneath the surface, to bring them into light so that they can dissolve, okay? So what is our advice? What's the praise? It feels like a decision needs to be made in order to bring about clear, rational thinking, okay? This Page of Swords is like a breath of fresh air. They are full of, the power of words and speaking a new reality into existence, okay? They're here to breathe life into a situation that was once stagnant, okay? We have the Two of Cups right here, which talks about, saying no to me in reverse. This says letting a friendship go, letting a proposal go, letting a job go, even though this is the Cups. It could be an offer of any sort, a message, and just letting it go. For some of us, we didn't receive the message from our angels or from our guides that have been speaking to us for quite a while, and we've ignored it. I'm also picking up on the presence of the lion twice, so some of us could be Leos in here, okay? The lion also talks about lust, and it feels like the need to understand that there is lust in relationships. What I meant to say is lust and love are not the same thing, okay? Lust is a human desire. Love is a human function that is higher. What am I trying to say, Zach? If you're in a relationship and you're, feeling lusty and not really sexually interested in your partner, recognize that lust and love are different things, okay? That message needed to come out. I don't know who needed to hear that. But the advice is, the praise is that you've successfully said no to something, and as a result, you're getting clearer thinking, okay? You're going to be entering a period where you're going to be able to make wiser assessments of your reality, is what I'm getting. So what's been hidden, what's beyond us underneath the surface? We have the Nine of Wands clarified by the Strength card. And to me, this talks about just an abundance, an excess of strength and courage that you guys are just simply unaware of. This Nine of Wands card really talks about defending your ideas, whether that be spirituality or just however you think. And they also talk about passion and inspiration and willpower. And so this feels like you guys have a lot of this at your disposal, but since it's, what's hidden, what's in our subconscious, it feels like we're just not quite aware of it, okay? The Strength card really talks about the need to balance the anima and the animus within us. And it's also really heightened by this moon card over here. The wolf is, the wild instinctual side, and then the dog is the tame side. And it feels like we need to bring those into a better balance because there is an imbalance currently. And so, I really want to draw the message from your higher self, because I know I'm being a little vague right now, but the message is coming through pretty clearly. I just want to know a little bit more succinctly. Okay, that's far too many. It's like we're unable to defend. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So the card I got is, you're already doing it. Stop overthinking, keep facing your true north. Okay? So to me, this says that we have dealt with this. Okay? Maybe one or two of us is still in the process of ignoring this hardship or the situation that requires assistance. But some of us have taken that assistance, okay? And have said no to other people to sort of balance out our plate, okay? I think some of us for a while have been taking on too much, and recently we're making efforts to sort of clear the table to see what we really want to do in this life and what we really want to bring in next. And as a result, we're sort of unaware that we need to defend on the inside these recent decisions that we've made. It feels like you almost need to convince yourself that this is okay, whatever I seem to be hitting on right now. It feels like you need to just give yourself like a hug, honestly. It feels like you should be a little bit more fearless than you are, because you're unaware of this power and potential that you have. It feels like you guys have a lot of courage, but there's something, that's holding you back. And it feels like it's just simply you. And it feels like maybe a pattern that you need to leave behind because you're already doing it. Okay, stop overthinking, keep facing your true north. It feels like the work you guys have done to acknowledge the assistance you need has been acknowledged by the universe in this spread right now. And it feels like this clarity that you are currently embarking in, this period of clarity, is going to allow you to sort of face these demons, okay, fearlessly. Our woman here is placing her hands fearlessly into this lion's mouth, okay? She's okay. Sorry about that. She is comfortable with plumbing her depths, okay? She is able to identify where the fear is and to pull it up to the surface and, to boil that lobster, okay? And eat it, to transmute that energy. And I think that this is just saying, your higher self wants you to know that you're already doing it. Whatever path you recently walked down, whatever assistant you're recently accepting or rejecting, has been acknowledged as a good point in your period of evolution right now as a soul, or just, on your path right now, okay? Your higher self wants you to know, keep facing your true north, and you will not be misguided, okay? When you get these inklings, tend to them, okay? Cut away all the sort of factors that seem to be confusing the situation so that you have reached clarity again. Know thyself, and you cannot have the wool pulled over your eyes, is the message that I'm getting for you guys, okay? So that is where I'm going to end your reading. And if you liked this, give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to see more like this in the future but haven't already, make sure to press subscribe. I am going to try to do some more readings this fall. And until next time, guys, stay divine.